So snow is ready to come tomorrow. It's Tuesday, Wednesday we're supposed to get snow. I think 6 inches. So I want to do my last bit of cleaning up and organizing over here and try to get myself ready for winter. These are a bunch of reject snowblowers that I got from either yard sales or given to me. And I put together whatever I could to make good machines, and the rest of these are just kind of parts for the most part. That one, there's what, two and a half or three there. There's that Toro up front there. And the last one being that oddball Craftsman one. So my thoughts is to try to get the snow blowers back in that section in a nice row where I can kind of still get in and blow some snow out of the way, but access them. And that cart right there is one of those power collectors. You would have a motor sitting on the front, and I bought it for 50 bucks at a yard sale, missing the motor, and the motor was blown up. So I was kind of holding on to it, see if I could find a motor for it. They're particular to those. They are a tapered shaft, not a straight shaft. And a guy bought a chipper off of me, and he dropped this chipper off. We'll get back on that one in a second. And the motor may be the same setup that's on it, so we're gonna go tear into this thing and see if the shaft in the center, I think something broke or snapped in the center or bent the flywheel. I'm not quite sure on this. So I think I'll clean all that out, get that trailer in the garage, and we'll get this motor tore apart and see if it fits it. If not, we'll just strip all the stuff off of this, put the motor in storage, and hold on to that for a different project. So without further ado, let's see if I can go move some stuff around and make space. Alright, so that's a little better. I got that cart out of there and stuck all the snow blowers in one location, and had the old tarp from the camper, which was getting pretty ratty, but I folded it into a fourth of its original size, so there's 4 layers between Mother Nature and it. So we'll give it one last go around before it gets totally thrown out. And I kind of like leaving the machines to get together instead of stripping them, because they actually seem like they take up more room stripped than they do if you just leave all the parts right on them, and it makes it easier to find the stuff. So for this winter, I'm just leave those there. I'll pick at them during the course of the winter. You never know if you need a gearbox or whatever. You can kind of go steal off of one of them. And then in the spring, I'll keep a couple of good pieces and then just get rid of the rest. So leaves have bailed. So now that I can kind of get in there, I have a tractor with a power vac on it, and I'll suck up some of those and see if I can kind of clean up this area before the snow glues everything down in place. Because what happens is then you run the snowblower, and then all you see is leaves shooting out of the snowblower with the snow. So sometimes there could be some stuff in there that makes you break shear pins, you know. So I'd rather find it now with the vac and just get it a little on the cleaned up side. So that's what I'm gonna go do now. Run around and suck some of this stuff up. Get rid of if that motor works out good, that'll get thrown away. And there's it is, waiting for its turn in the garage. That piece and that piece. Alright, let me get my tractor and do some cleaning. Hey, so that's up on the bench, and I cracked her open and took the flywheel off, flywheel/chipper, and trying to figure out what his malfunction was. There was no bolt in the center of it, but I don't see it being snapped out of there neither. No. So I don't know if the bolt just kind of worked its way out, and then it looks like the impeller was just kind of flopping around in there. You can see it was rubbing. And then on some hammer marks on the fingers where they were kind of colliding with this thing. This is a little mincer looking plate there. Kind of opposes that. And these hammers come down, break up the material till it fits through there, but you can kind of see where it looked like they were hitting. Alright. got a tapered shaft on it. You can see that right there. But let's see if it's the same type of taper that the flywheel this one came with. Oh, we gotta dig. Oh, no, it's right there. All right. That might be a problem right there. That's definitely gonna be a problem. That offset difference right there. Let's go see. I would suspect how far in it is. Yeah, it looks like it's within a ½ inch of home. But is that correct for the other tin? There's part of it. That's the outer shell. Just the inner shell. There we go. So this is what it needs to go on. And it's like about the same piece as that almost. So you see what I'm saying? If I try bolting the other half to it, it's not going to clear the shroud. So it would have to be able to clear that guy. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Oh, no, shaky cam. Yeah. It's already hitting that blade and we're still got a ½ inch to go yet. So I gotta go ponder a little bit and take a better look at things and see what I got. Okay, well, this is where I am. Not that I left anywhere. Took the shroud that took the red stuff off and put the shroud that goes with this blade on there. Right now the leg is kind of going up in the middle of it, screwing it up. That's the gap, and the fan's not in all the way. But I thought to myself, if the fan is only going to fit in one spot on that motor, why can't I just take the whole tin and just shim the whole thing out, you know? So that may be what I do. I'm probably going to need about 3/4 of an inch, it looks like, roughly, to make it where it goes. And then I brought the rest of the pieces out. I just wanted to make sure that moving that down the line is not going to cause other issues. So basically all it has is that banana bolts to the top of that housing and just dumps straight into here. So moving it over 3/4 of an inch, I don't think it's going to matter too much because this thing is kind of floppy anyway. And I also have a little combination of bolts down here. It looks like this is where it originally sat, and it looks like I could actually probably just back it up that amount so the motor will sit back and the fan housing will be right in the right location. So I agree with that enough to start moving forward, and so from there I am going to see about cleaning up the inside of that fan, beat those blades back into submission, and do something about a shim. Alright, I'm gonna get on that. Alright, other than the oil drain pooping out the wrong direction, I think we'll be fine as far as sticking the motor on there. So I'm gonna pop that back on the bench and kick that. Hopefully, I probably have to go back 270 degrees instead of forward a little. But and I gotta get a bunch of hardware. That's my next issue. Yeah, well, that might be a problem trying to get that on that shaft tapered. So I'm gonna go see if I can fix that a little bit. Give it some of that. Stick one of those in there. You hover right over there. Be patient. You guys, you're making me rush. Stone just fell off. Look, it even does the taper. All right, so we get. Clean up enough? Can't see. Needs more. Down below looks better. Yeah, that looks pretty shiny. Alright, a little bit more. Alright, well the problem was there was only one pad left on all the stones, so put some new stones on it and tried it again. And now we're shinier. That should be good enough to go on the motor now. Now I can continue forward. So it's all on there. That's how much spacing I had to do. So everything's Loctited together. I got the longest hardware possible, so the best amount of grabbing power. They are hardened hardware too. And on that, where those spacers are, my only worry is that the thing's going to vibrate, and that's going to be the weak point because normally it's against the motor. But even when it was on the motor, it wasn't like it touched it all the way around. It was still on those standoffs, but just further out. So it's not like it's like a tire on a hub, you know. So we'll see what happens, and if I do feel that it is an issue on the chipper there on the red one, I had a plate that came off the bottom and reattached to the bottom part of the chassis, not the motor. So if that's the case, I may do the same thing and add another bracket to it. But other than that, seems like it worked out okay. This will get screwed onto there, which of course goes into there. And this is what we got for a setup. It's pretty evenly spaced. I tried it without the those extra nuts that were added on, and it was just too close to this side, so I had to space it out a little further. It's got the correct fan on it, and kill switch. It's got this snorkel that goes on. This is where your hose attaches to, and then attaches to your mower deck or to your handheld. And without that on there, it's got a kill button, which one side goes to ground. Which one side is grounded here, and then the other part just goes to, I suppose is going to be that kill wire. I can make that assumption, I think. And that should kill the motor if that cover ever starts to work its way off, or if anybody tries starting it with that cover off of there, so Johnny's little fingers don't get stuck in it. But I'll worry about that after I get it mounted on there, and then we got to see if this motor runs. Alright, let me go do that. Alright, it's all together. See what it does. stayed together. That's a good sign. Oh, and I was talking bridging the bottom. There was already a couple of standoffs already there that lined it right up to the tin. So I just used them over and everything's in the right spot. So my spacers were right and my motor bolts are in the original holes. So I just got to clean it up and pull the pieces on it.